What is a sonograph?
According to Wikipedia, a sonographer is an allied healthcare professional who specializes in the use of ultrasonic imaging devices to produce diagnostic images, scans, videos, or three-dimensional volumes of anatomy and diagnostic data.
As I was waking up this morning and conversing with my soul and my soul with me, I heard this word, sonograph, soul sonograph, and it came to me as I was musing about why I do not channel guides or ascended beings. And as I was rifling through the layers of my soul, this word came to me, sonograph, and it is an imaging technology of the soul, in my case, where I am able to see the layers, a lot like taking a radio image of the eyeball, and in the eyeball there is a protein wall on the back of the eyeball that sometimes separates and also creates these floaters, protein floaters in the eyeball. Now, this is not any medical education here. This is just me in layman's terms, as the eye doctor explained it to me in much more technical terms, which I can't remember. But to apply it to my soul sonograph, the imagery, this is a little bit like how it was explained to me, why I do not channel entities, why I do not channel guides or angels. Because in the layering of the soul, in the layering of the consciousness, it's like the eyeball. This protein wall sometimes detaches and creates floaters and things in the eyeball that will make us see multiple particles or multiple layers. And my soul doesn't have that. I don't have that separation of the liners. And so I see everything as one. And for me to be relating to guides or to relate to higher beings, ascended masters, is kind of like seeing all these eye floaters in my vision, right? Making it appear like there are many bits and pieces floating about. The other thought, that's pertaining to channeling. I don't channel. Everything I say, as that I communicate, anything of higher consciousness that I receive is from my own oversoul, my own eyeball, single eyeball, okay? And then the other topic was, maybe I should make this in a separate video, but it went from that, and then I went to the topic of Noahide laws and why Christians are so concerned about the Noahide laws, because there is one disturbing law in there, and that should make every Christian afraid, and that has to do with people practicing idolatry. For instance, in worshipping Jesus as God is deemed idolatry in Noahide law and punishable by death. I think it might even be decapitation. You know, it has similar tones to what it says in the book of Revelation. And I thought to myself, how sad for the Christians, because really, the Noahide laws are actually good laws. They're just not deemed good laws because for this one stipulation, because Christians have created an idol out of Jesus and misdirected their devotion to a person which they call God. And there's a more sinister thing behind this, but in personifying God as Jesus and making God into an idol, you are robbing divinity of every human being. Because if Jesus is that one God, that means you can't be. You cannot, quote unquote, worship yourself because you are a mere human, right? It gets complicated. It was never meant to be that way. It's the distortion of the Roman Christianity, and 1/3 of the world fell for it. And so yes, the Noahide laws would mean bad news for you. There's an easy way to get out of it, is to let go of the idolatry of Jesus. And one good thing is it's no longer punishable by the Catholic Church. You can let go of Jesus, and you can save your own neck. It's nothing that God would ever endorse, that you would lose your life because you've personified God and worshipped God as a person. God, which is so much greater than an idol, would never endorse that, and doesn't expect you to lose your life because you are clinging to an idol that Roman Christianity created. So think about it. Noahide law does not have to be a threat to you in particular if you can upgrade your consciousness and realize that, just as Jesus said, all of you are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. He was deflecting this worship from himself, solely from himself. He says all of you are the same. So, if you're concerned about Noahide law, please reconsider your infraction of this law that wants to outlaw idolatry, right? So, yeah, lots of interesting topics this morning, but yeah, the most interesting one was the soul sonographer, of me having the ability to x-ray my own soul like an eyeball and see all the layers, and my lining is attached to the eyeball and it's not floating around as a separate layer. So my consciousness is one.